Stop. Say it into the mic.
Ooh. Are we live?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, this is so... I'm fucking this up. Go ahead.
Fuck
Nice,
it, we'll
dude.
do it live.
No, he said something about being forced to strip naked and rap for his mom.
Yes.
What a weird form of corporal punishment that would be. Roberts, you were very naughty in school today. Now get naked and give me some rhymes.
You've taken the Lord's name in vain.
Ooh, I did get in trouble in CCD for taking the Lord's name in vain.
Welcome to Locker Room Talk.
Welcome to Locker Room Talk. Matt, Joe,
Bobby,
the
who was
audience.
taken. What was this? You were
Taking
took
the Lord's name in
vain.
So let me guess. You were the Sears catalog just dropped. Bobby saw an advertisement for Tidy Whities
Yeah.
with an let's just say a rather XL package included. He couldn't help but fight. He could no longer fight the temptation and had to give in to what we normally call carnal pleasure.
And he said, "God damn it, I'm gay."
He said,
and everyone was like, "You took the Lord's name in vain."
Jesus Christ, do I want to suck a cock? Yeah.
I guess it's a higher commandment. Homosexuality is not a commandment. Taking the Lord's name in vain is taking the Lord's name in vain
That's
more
true.
serious than being a homosexual.
wait a minute.
think
When
it
does he
is.
say when does he explicitly say don't say my name unless you're fucking
That's like the
praying to me?
second commandment.
What is
Yeah.
it?
Thou shalt not take the Lord's name in vain.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn, he's got to chill the fuck out. How is that on
He's
par
a jealous
with,
God. He says that in the first commandment.
The first commandment's like you can't worship anyone else besides
This
me.
is a
So he
monogamous
admits-
relationship, Joe.
So he admits that there's other God, probably way cooler gods out there.
Yeah.
Actually-
gods with bigger dicks.
Yeah, that's true. It's kind of an admission of there being other gods.
He's like, no matter how cool they are, don't fucking worship them.
Well, I was reading that the Israelites originally were probably polytheists that thought they had found the best God, and that morphed into actually he's the only God.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, because if you find any...
They were sampling different gods.
They were like, I don't like this one. It gives me a rash. That was a very good Jewish accent, by the way.
Yeah.
But because if you find any Amazonian people that are outside, any newfound peoples,
Yeah.
they're always polytheistic. So
Really?
it's natural to be polytheistic, and then it evolves to monotheism, and then sometimes
it's like a Darwinism of the gods.
yeah, I think
Where it's
so.
the strongest, coolest god survives. And unfortunately, ours is the one with autistically fucking adamant rules.
Yeah, he's the first one that got a gun. And he was like, all right, so the god of PlayStation no longer reigns. I'm the god that makes you do stuff at gunpoint.
Man, if they had today's entertainment landscape back then, there'd be a Survivor type show, The Bachelor, but with gods.
Yeah, oh my God.
Which god's gonna get the rose this year?
Dude, and then there's a whole hit piece of oh, have you noticed there's been no POC gods this season?
They're the original bachelors.
I'm the god of fried chicken. I'm the god of purple drink.
Deities be so white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what other gods do? I guess what are the other African gods?
The god of time relativity.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Nelson Mandela.
CPT. Yeah.
Staring a black eye.
He said African gods.
Oh, I see. Well,
Yeah.
he's a popular one. Matt.
Mufasa.
Yeah, Mufasa's an
Robert
African
Mugabe,
god.
or however you say his name.
Mugabe.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, General Buck Naked.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Who's General Buck Naked?
Oh, this rules.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's
know
a
this.
real fucking guy.
Yeah.
I don't know this story.
It was him and that Joseph Cohn. Remember Coney 2012?
Yeah.
Basically, General Buck Naked was.
the guy who ended up naked in San Diego?
No,
the guy who
no.
made the Coney video?
Yeah,
that's General Buck
He's General
Naked.
Buck Naked?
Yep. It's like when you get overwhelmed by scamming so many people, you have no choice. But the only way the only thing that will make you come harder than ripping off all of these well-intentioned white people trying to help non-existent South African people is climaxing in fucking Los Angeles.
Pretty sure it was.
Joseph Cody's not in South
It was
Africa.
Uganda,
Where is
right?
he?
Uganda.
Yeah.
Where's that?
in Africa.
But South...
That's Africa, dude. It's all the same.
I mean, you could have said Southern Africa, and even that's like pushing it.
All right,
it's like
fine. Africa. Sorry, I tried to be specific.
Joe was talking about people having...
I didn't follow that shit because I thought it was as soon as they were like, we gotta help, we're fucking good intentioned white people. I never fucking shared any of that.
Check out
shit.
immediately.
I'm
yeah.
like, this looks fucking stupid.
People
Everyone's like,
wearing the hat with the merch. You're like, come on.
Joe
Dude,
just
everyone
said
was
South.
like-
He just said South Africa because he couldn't imagine anyone being empathetic for non-white Africans.
yeah, it's like, oh my god, these fucking white children are becoming fucking soldiers. This is sick. And they're like, oh, does he make them fucking crawl through soot before he gives them firearms?
I don't know.
No,
Yeah, you hope that they at least have good basic training.
Yeah. Anyway, General Buck Naked.
He basically just would strip naked. I mean, all I know is like what I've heard from Joe Rogan, and that's bits and pieces. But basically, he would be stripped naked in the battlefield without fear, and like that would send his opponents into like a fear. Like, what the hell? This guy is bereft of any kind of social norms.
Gotta have a big dick, right?
He's black, of course.
I mean, yeah, not just. I mean, black or not, if your thing is you get naked in war, you don't got a little one.
That's why he was. It's actually to scare the enemy, but really,
Yeah.
he's like, how else are people going to see this?
It was to
This is
distract
the only way I
him.
can
Yeah.
come.
Yeah.
He pulls off his clothes and everyone's like trying to see it, and in that second of distraction, you get them.
Imagine he was like, I'm General Buck Naked. They're like, General Small Penis, got it. He's like,
Yeah.
no, I'm naked, which is terrifying.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, but your small penis is what's most terrifying.
I'm General Butt Naked. Welcome to Jackass.
I'm General Buck Naked, and this is genocide.
Or maybe it's like he was just like yes-anding the bit to own it. Like everyone always called him the small dick guy, and he's like, I'll just be naked all the time.
Yeah.
And everyone just knows him as the naked guy now.
Yeah, would a small dick guy get completely naked in the middle of a battlefield? Yeah, dude, because he wouldn't want to fucking live, dude.
Well, you know, they say the adrenaline actually makes your testes go further into your body, which makes your penis smaller.
That's scary.
So I don't have a small penis. I'm just adrenalized.
You're just constantly fucking terrified.
I'm just, yeah, that's not a good defense. I don't have a small dick. I just have severe anxiety, baby.
Yeah, I don't
Wanna
do
go back to my
steroids.
place?
I don't do steroids. It's anxiety.
I have anxiety about all the bad things that I put into my body to be stronger. Yeah, I've started taking iron, by the way, folks.
Iron supplements.
Iron supplements. I went to give blood yesterday, and I ultimately was able to donate, but they gave me a bit of a problem because they said my iron was low.
Oh, yikes. How could your iron be so low?
It's something to do with regularly donating blood.
Really? Well,
Like
that
the
seems like a
King of the Hill episode where Peggy Hill and Connie get in a competition donating blood because they want the free mug.
Yeah.
So they're like, 2 more times you get the free mug, and they keep going every week. And they're like, at the end, Peggy finally has the mug, and she's like crawling on the ground 'cause she has no energy.
Yeah.
That sucks, man. I have too much blood.
Yeah.
That's what the doctor when he was giving me surgery, like he fucking cut open my fucking head.
Yeah.
All this fucking blood was squirting out. He was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
And he asked if I took like Advil. I said I don't take Advil.
Oh, I thought you meant like in buckets in your closet.
Oh, that too. I've been saving it. It's like, damn, I wish this would stop leaking out of my ass.
Yeah.
I better save this and take it to a health professional.
Yeah.
So I fucking take a photo and I upload it to WebMD. And they're like, oh, we see your problem. You're getting fucked in the ass by too many HIV positive gay men.
Right.
Yikes. How embarrassing.
I was
dude.
arguably body shamed by the lady taking my blood.
Why?
She was looking at my chart and she goes 140 and looks at me and then goes, And I was like, is that too small? And she was like, no, it's okay.
Yeah.
And then just walked away.
It's
I was like, I
okay.
will be thinking about this for hours.
Dude, when she asks, like, hey, let's see if we can find a vein, you should say, how about this vein? And then you pull out your fully erect penis.
Yes.
And be like, there's where the other 20 pounds is, bitch.
And then every time he comes in to donate blood, they're like, oh, Mr. Buck Naked is back to donate blood.
He's like, I know I came here for a fucking blood donation, but I'm going to leave you with a sperm sample
Ooh.
in your butthole.
Ooh.
So, you took the Lord's name in vain.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Second
What
grade
happened? So,
CCD.
wait, you were having sex, so you were climaxing thinking of a man.
Yes, and I was like, Jesus, God, fucking Christ, I love being fucked in the ass.
Yeah.
And the priest is like, now, Bobby.
Like, once he's like, as soon as I climax, we're going to have to give 50 Hail Marys for
Yes.
taking the Lord's
Now,
name in vain.
Mrs. Sheehan, it's not
And-
important
yeah.
how we came to this, but your son took the Lord's name in vain.
Oh, do
Now,
they
your
amount to
family
hell?
is Catholic or Christian or what?
Catholic.
Catholic.
Yeah.
It's
CCD is
devout Catholic.
Oh,
Or
my
like-
family?
Yeah, your family. Like,
My mom, my dad pretends for my mom.
now, based on your experience with does anyone like truly believe in the teachings of Catholicism, or is it all like everyone's like doing it to support another member of their family? Because everyone I've talked to about this is basically, I don't believe in it, but I kind of go through
My
the
mom
motions.
believes that Jesus is the Son of God, was crucified, rose from the dead 3 days later, and that when he was on the cross, we were on his mind.
Was it? I bet his
Hook, line, and sinker.
I bet his mind was like, these fucking nails hurt, dude. This fucking sucks. This is gay as fuck. I hate the Romans. I'm gonna fucking kill Judas. This sucks. This is gay. And then like God is like, remember my son, you're dying for their sins. And he's like, that doesn't mean the situation itself is not gay as fuck, Dad.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
think
Like
he
a
was
rational ass Jesus. Like, come on.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I'm the son. I'll be great. Like, he's still Jewish.
Yeah.
I think
he's
he
still
was
gonna fucking complain.
He
dude.
was thinking it'd all be worth it if one day Kanye makes an album about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as Kanye eventually reveals the truth.
Yes, exactly.
Now, speaking of amazing rappers that have done absolutely nothing wrong, R. Kelly released a new single from prison. Did you see that?
Wait, for real?
Yeah.
I did not see
It
that.
was called, like, I Did It. Look it up right
It's
now.
the opposite of OJ.
Yeah,
If I Did It.
It's called I Did It. It was like he released it from prison. It went on Spotify and iTunes for a few minutes and then was pulled. I don't know if it was like some conspiracy, but it's all over. It's like R. Kelly's back, baby.
And I Did It. Did you hear the song?
No, but look, see, it's up
I
there.
Admit is what it's called.
Oh my God, that's worse.
I Admit is a bootleg, not an official release.
Okay, not an.
But like
official
that
release.
just means like it can't come out like any.
Yeah.
there's no
Yeah, it
record
doesn't
companies
mean
are gonna
he
have
didn't do it. Yeah.
I admit I'm a hopeless romantic. I admit I loved each and every woman. I admit that age is just a concept on this planet in a globe, and hey, it doesn't matter.
This song is actually not an admission of any wrongdoing, and I still plead my innocence.
Says there was another one called Remix to Weinstein. I don't know what that
Yeah.
means.
Oh, that sounds like a joke.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. It was a joke.
It was a
sounded
joke.
like a joke because it was a joke.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I
man.
admit. Can we pull up the lyrics?
Here, let me see.
I just
it.
Is
fucking
this genius
serenaded
already?
you with it. Yeah.
Yeah, Joe. That was people are like, oh, Joe's a great riffer, but he's even a better singer.
I'm gonna be on The Masked Singer eventually.
Okay. You already got the mass part down.
Okay, I got the lyrics to I Admit. Oh, he doesn't admit it. I admit I done made some mistakes and I have some imperfect ways. This is exact, by the way. I'm not making it into
Right.
AAVE.
We don't want
It
to get
says,
fucking.
it actually says, I admit I have committed some mistakes, and I turned it into, I admit I done made some mistakes.
Throwback.
Oh my
to
god, you
argue-
did. Yeah.
The
Ain't I
Sojourner
American?
Truth. Yeah.
Yes.
That, a woman. That was
Sojourner
episode
Truth.
1, I think, folks.
Yeah.
If you want to re-listen.
No, not that far back.
It was one of the first
It
ones.
was definitely.
I think it was like one of the first clips we made before we were doing video.
Damn, the pre-vid days, the pre-iPhone days.
Yeah.
Never again, folks. We're always going to have video moving forward.
I admit I helped so many people, and
I love that. Oh, I was kind of right with like my pretend thing, where it's like, oh, I admit I'm a great guy. I admit it's typical for men my age to lose to be like 85% body fat, so it's amazing I remain shredded.
Yeah.
and them same damn people turned fake.
Oh my God, people turn fake on him.
He helped people, and they turned fake.
Once they turned 18, he's like, "You fake ass fucking bitch! I thought
Been a
you was
woman this whole time.
I thought you was a child, and here you is a grown ass legal voting adult."
Hold on, this is very funny to read. At least I haven't heard the song, but I admit it was so hard to focus. I didn't go to classes. I admit that I dropped out of school. Parentheses. Yeah.
Yeah.
I admit I dropped out of school. Yeah.
I
It's
imagine,
very
like,
funny
he's
to
just
me.
like in the fucking prison bathroom. He's got like a handful of other guys doing like backup vocals.
Yeah.
And some guys recording it on an iPhone he smuggled in through his ass. What do you think, Finn?
Yeah.
Do you think he's innocent?
I admit I wasn't that cool. I admit that I just feel like retiring. I admit that I just don't feel like trying. But all my real buddies round me keep telling me, Kells, fuck that. You gotta keep climbing.
Hell yeah, dude.
Who
This is like art.
Who is telling him that? Fuck that. You got to keep
The guy
climbing,
who's like
bro.
raping him in prison. He's like, you gotta keep fighting. I can't stay hard otherwise.
Hold on, your mic is a little bit choppy. I'm hearing on the audio.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah.
This is like our generation's what? Joe? It's our generation's what?
It's I believe I can fly.
Oh, okay.
I think your mic just went out.
Ah.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not hearing you come in. Oh,
Yeah, I am. There we go. See.
oh, I'm not hearing it that loud over the headphones.
Wait, we'll take a look and see if the things are going. Just take a look there, and
Yeah.
Is it going up?
It looks like it is going.
it might just be the headphones themselves.
Maybe.
I would,
Yeah. Well, all right. I'll just
whatever,
keep.
dude.
Yeah.
Hey,
We'll keep going.
cares? People aren't paying for me, dude.
We'll keep. We'll
yeah,
carry on.
there's nobody that listens to the podcast that
Yeah.
says I only love Joe and the other two guys are faggots.
I'm here for Finny.
I think we'll keep on climbing.
Oh,
We gotta
perfect.
keep climbing.
Well, my bros keep telling me that, even though I'm a repeated statutory rapist.
My real bros.
Really?
My real bros. Do not take that out of context.
Yeah. I admit it. I did. I done fucked with a couple of fans. I admit that
Uh-oh.
I'm a gift and a curse. I admit that I don't go to church. And the
Nice.
chorus
That's
is,
the worst part is he
Hey,
didn't go
you
to
know what?
church.
Yeah.
He's just like one of
If
us.
he went
dude.
to church, he would learn how to fucking hide it.
Yeah, true.
He would
Okay,
talk
if you
to the
could
real
get,
pros.
if you could get away with it and you were in a legal state, would you have sex with a 17-year-old?
There is no way I'm. Oh wait, no, that's an easy question to answer. No, Joseph.
Why?
I'm not yes-handing this bit. I
What
would
if,
not.
like, they-
I
what if
would
it-
not have sexual relations with those children, Mr. Gorman.
What if they're like, I got this
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall of pedophilia.
She's 17 years old, New Jersey resident.
Nope.
Freshly trafficked in this morning.
I don't know why I keep having to spell this out for you, Joe, but they have to be 18 and graduated from high school or would have graduated from high school if they dropped out.
I admit I got so many flaws. Told so many lies to these broads.
Nice.
Blew so much money. Popped so many bottles. Yeah, I fucked a bitch just because, buddy, I had a hell of a day.
Oh, no, man. You had a bad day. You fucked a little kid. You pissed on a person. Now you're in trouble.
But I admit I was in my own way.
Nice.
I admit I had my mama crying over me. What
Shit.
else can a buddy say?
Damn.
He's sounding like a real buddy right now.
Yeah.
What's up with all these people going soft? Eminem forgave his mother. R. Kelly's like not saying, yeah, I done it. I fucked a kid.
I admit I can't spell for shit.
Damn, dude.
I admit
That's not why people are mad at you, Robert.
You know what? The people who are really mad at R. Kelly for being illiterate and not going to church are going to feel really vindicated now.
Yeah.
That's like, I mean, that was like the most unforgivable thing about him.
I
He was
admit
you can't afford Grammarly.
Yeah.
You're a multimillionaire, dude.
Your Honor, I'm dyslexic. I thought she was 51.
I admit that all I hear is hits. I admit I couldn't read the teleprompter when the Grammys asked me to present. I admit I love God, but wait, it's so much temptation, but wait, and mental, the drinking and smoking too much, but it helped me get through the day. Won't say no
dude.
name, I'm not a snitch, but one night at the Ritz, did some shit I shouldn't have did.
At the Ritz, what happened?
That's kind of cryptic.
Oh my God.
Murdered at the Ritz.
Here, there's a buzzing coming
You know what?
over.
It's probably because you're holding your phone so close to the microphone, dude.
Yeah, that's probably
That's
right.
absolutely
But the
what's
people
going
need
on.
to hear how this song ends.
Right. Did some shit I shouldn't have did. Went and fucked my buddy's bitch. I admit it. I
Nice.
admit that I did.
My buddy was my 15-year-old stepson.
He's like, these are all the horrible things I've done wrong, and he's just admitted to a bunch of things that nobody would be mad at. I mean,
Nope.
his buddy would be mad at him, I guess.
I admit that I took a penny out of the take a penny, leave in a penny jar, even though it's not explicitly for somebody just taking a penny. It's for if you buy something.
I fucked my girlfriend's
Did you like
best
my
you,
Kelly
fucking-
impression?
you called Finney. You and I. He had that. He was drawn to you.
I fucked my girlfriend's
You
best
serenaded
friend.
him.
Yeah, I tapped that in the back of my Benz. I admit I'm sorry for my sins.
I love it, dude.
He's kind of He's like, I'm sorry I did this. I did do it in the back of my Benz. Like, that's an unnecessary tidbit to throw in there.
I love it. It's powerful.
Then it's the chorus again. Then, yeah, I admit I trust people too much. I admit I can't say
when
such
she
and
says
such.
she's 18, I don't ask for ID.
My lawyers told me to
you should
settle
be able
this.
to trust someone, though.
Yeah.
If they say like I'm a legal adult.
Yeah.
My lawyers told me to settle this, even though it's bullshit. Kelly, protect your career. All these people in my ear. I admit I've been tempted by drugs. I admit that I just need a hug.
Aw.
I admit the devil talks to me sometimes, but the devil is not who I trust.
That's
I've
good.
been fucked by so many damn managers. We're getting a little Kanye
Ooh,
here.
okay.
Uh-oh.
All right.
While
they don't pick up the phone on Saturday.
while they push me out front of these cameras, all this music I done gave to them, and now they play me like a fucking amateur. I got a life, yeah. I got a right, yeah. Cancel my shows. That shit ain't right. How
not
they
right.
gonna say I don't respect these women when all I've done is represent?
He has represent.
30 years. For 30 years. Take my career, turn it upside down. Cause you mad I've got some girlfriends.
Just calling the judge an incel.
Why don't you just,
Your Honor, I'm sorry that you clearly do not fuck, and I do, but that's no reason to put me in jail for 30
Yeah.
years.
I'm sorry. We thought they were sex slaves. We had no idea they were girlfriends. Release this man.
Hell with this record deal. It ain't worth this shit for real. Ain't seen my kids in years. They trying to lock me up like Bill
Clinton.
Cosby.
I mean, Bill Clinton's applicable too.
I do
think
like
Bill
the idea
Clinton
that
hurt way more
idea that R. Kelly is using Bill Cosby to be like, come on, I'm not Bill Cosby.
Yeah. Or I kind of read it the other way as like, and I'm just another black man
Oh, maybe.
unfairly in prison, just like the innocent Bill Cosby who just
Yeah.
wanted to buy NBC.
Maybe. How much can a buddy take? How much can a buddy pray? Just want to do my music. Stop stressing
you're
me.
actually substituting, but I'm like, he says buddy a lot. I'm sorry.
You did not realize? You thought he actually said my real buddies?
For those just joining us, we substitute buddy for a word that black people use that some people feel like we shouldn't use. So
Yeah.
in an abundance of caution, Matt is saying buddy
Yes.
in substitute of a certain word. Joe, do you want to say what it is?
I'll spell it out.
Okay.
All right. Replace the... I'm trying to think of a way that won't...
I was trying to think of which black celebrity he was going to name, who was going to spell.
It's like that scene in A Christmas Story, like always remember to drink your Ovaltine, but it's just the N word.
Yeah.
That's what you get if you buy the locker room talk box tops.
Yes.
It's such like a delicate... It's such like a delicate line to walk.
Yeah.
Because as you know, like we released the N-word cut of a couple of our podcasts.
Yeah.
Where we all equally
Bootleg.
said the N-word. And I had to go back and remove it. 'cause
Yeah,
it was
three
like,
people
yikes.
said the N word. One sounded like Joe. One sounded like Joe doing an impression of Matt, and one sounded like Joe doing an impression of Bobby.
Yeah.
But it was all three of us.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
back in like amateur hour when we still needed a sound check.
Yeah.
Like, there's
Right.
only one word that... Isn't that so funny? Because it's like, oh, we're going to... Oh, yeah, well, I'll be sure to fucking... leave that word in, and then I did leave that in.
was
It's
a
actually
beautiful
just
moment.
a glitch with our audio equipment. The only way we're able to test the sound is by saying that word.
Yeah.
No other words work for the sound. It's not our fault.
Yeah.
It's the audio equipment.
Sony, please send us some N-word free recording equipment.
Yes.
I would
This is
appreciate
exactly
it.
what R. Kelly would do if he was a white guy in trouble for saying the N word.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that my audio equipment sometimes doesn't work.
Yeah, they're trying to lock me up like Michael Richards. Just want to do my music. Stop stressing me. Please just let me age gracefully.
Okay.
Back to the chorus.
There's
and
nothing
then-
worse than being an old rapist.
Jesus Christ, this is a fucking long song.
This is a manifesto.
It's almost like he has a lot of time on his hands right now.
Yeah.
Well, it is an EP. It's not just a single.
Okay, so we'll do one
Why
Oh,
don't
more.
is this
you
like a
skip
trapped in the closet type situation?
It happens. How wild is that? That would have been like as big. It would have been that. I believe I can fly.
Yeah, we'll do a couple more
Remix to
verses.
Ignition.
Couple more verses, then skip down. Yeah, they took my gift and they blind me. Where the fuck is my money? Now here comes this big ass company, but still got my fans. That's a blessing. Listen to heaven, just stay on my grind, and that's 24/7.
Okay.
I know
Amen.
my mama Joanne is smiling down on me. I put that on Reverend. Been a grown man since age 11. Mind on the guap since 7.
well-
Rest in peace to my homie Kevin.
First of all, rest in peace to Kevin.
Rest in peace,
R.I.P.
Kevin.
Kev.
But the fact that he says I've been a grown man since I was 11, that shows he's already confused about how age works.
That's true,
Robert,
too.
you got a lot of growing up to do.
Yeah.
Literally.
He's like, listen, when I was 11, I was a man. So who am I to say that this 15-year-old girl is not a woman?
Yeah. Oh, here we.
Oh, yeah, that is a great fucking... Actually, if he did grow up at 11, 15 is an old ass bitch.
Yeah, 15's geriatric if you've been a man since 11.
Yeah.
All right, I'm listening.
All these like I admit, he's like I admit, like this starts off I admit I'm a freak, but it's not gonna go to where he admits to what we all know he did. It's always, or I guess allegedly what he did.
You don't have to say allegedly. He's convicted.
I still say allegedly.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, an abundance of caution.
Yes, he is
Yes.
guilty of man's law.
Yes. I admit I'm a freak. Used to go to strip clubs every week. Yeah, that's why we all think he's a freak.
That is fucking vile.
I do think that some guys, when they get caught being like pedos or creepy or whatever, they're like, they try to be like, oh, you're being puritanical right now. And that's kind of what I think R. Kelly is doing.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, everybody's all mad at me because I like to have sex with a lot of women.
Yeah.
And people are like, don't try to make it that. It's not that.
Well, I heard a thing recently that with home invasions, when people get busted and they're caught, they'll admit to doing the home invasion, but very often one of the more common things you'll find is either someone shits or pisses, like as a mark their territory thing, and people will be caught like doing home invasion, admit to doing it. They'll say there was also piss or shit found, and they'll say, "Oh, I would never do that." Like, so people will admit to something, but even people who are caught and will admit it still won't admit all the way.
Yeah, that makes sense, because it's almost like, well, it would be so outlandish for me to deny it all.
Now, so if you feel like breaking and entering would cause such exhilaration that somebody would shit themselves, don't you think rape, the ultimate violation of one's personal space, would also cause the rapist to shit himself?
I believe I can shit.
Matt, is that why you're always shitting your pants?
Yeah, exactly.
So
That
perhaps
always leaves out a critical moment of the story.
Yeah.
So perhaps the lack of shit at the R. Kelly sex scene
Okay.
might prove our dear friend Kelly's innocence.
I'm listening.
All right, this is a long verse.
Robert, prepare
so
for your emancipation.
We'll get to the end of this verse, and then we'll leave the rest to everyone's imagination, because it's going to be way too long. This would literally take the whole episode.
Well,
but-
we're gonna end the episode with playing this whole thing at the end?
No, I'm too afraid of that. I don't think one.
No one's
It's
gonna come
per-
after us for that.
It's-
if anything, he would be thrilled for the exposure.
This is
These
This
fucking
is-
guys that hate Joe Biden and women want to defend me. Thank God.
But who these buddies trying to say I am? Man, I'm loud, and I put that on Chief. I admit I fuck with all the ladies. That's both older.
All the ladies.
That's both older and young ladies.
Jesus, man, he's flying close to the sun.
But tell me how they call a pedophile, because that shit is crazy. You may have your opinions, entitled to your opinions, but really, am I supposed to go to jail or lose my career because of your opinion?
I love that. He's right, man.
What
Yeah.
are laws but some tribunal's opinions?
Go ahead and stone me, point your finger at me, turn the world against me, but
Like
only
Jesus Christ.
only
Dude,
God can mute me.
If he had a music video for this, I guarantee you it ends with a crown of thorns being put on
Yeah.
his head.
I admit that I fired some people. I admit that I hired new people.
Okay.
I admit that those people I fired on my mama was crooked ass people.
Okay.
I admit I don't own my music. I admit that I wrote on my music. Want it back, but they don't want to do it.
Oh my.
What the fuck, buddy? I wrote that music. I did that
Goodness
bump and
gracious.
grind. I did that 12 play. I did that fed up. I changed the damn game, so I deserve me a fair play.
Nice.
So now put some respect on my damn name. Now Wendy Williams mad at me, but I ain't never offered her no drink.
This is
Like,
the
even this-
ramblings of a schizophrenic.
He's like, even this fucking bitch I didn't rape is mad at me. Like, what the hell?
But I admit,
He's like, I know for sure I didn't rape that lady.
I admit
So why are you mad?
she asked me, can I get a little Hennessy?
Oh, so she was like, she wanted me to rape her, but I said, no, I'm sorry.
Oh shit! We both turned off our phones. We drank. I smoked. We talked. I admit that I told it all. From my good points to my faults. There's a whole conversation he had with Wendy Williams. Apparently,
She does. Say what you want about Wendy Williams. She does have big titties.
Would
yeah.
you?
Yes,
The Forbidden with a black woman?
The only obligation that a woman has for me
Used to be white.
is to be. Yeah, but I'll make an exception for Wendy
Oh,
Williams.
that's what. If I could ask R. Kelly any question, it would be, who'd you rather, Wendy Williams or Wendy's girl?
Hell yeah, dude.
All right. So she said, "What about Aaliyah?" I said, "Love." She said, "What about the tape?" I said, "Hush."
Hey, R. Kelly, how about the tape where you pee on a 15-year-old girl?
Yeah.
Shh, baby, shh.
I said,
Hush, baby, hush.
I said, my lawyer said, don't say nothing, but I can tell you I've been set up. I admit it. However, since the first day, that without knowing I signed my publishing away. I admit I was young and caught up and so blind. Said I had dyslexia, couldn't read all them contracts. Now the truth in this message, I'm a broke ass legend. The only reason I stay on tour is because I gotta pay my rent. Never thought it would come to this, to be the most disrespected artist. So I had to write a song about this, because they always trying to take my words and twist it.
Yep.
Believe me, it's hard to admit all this, but I'm in my feelings about this shit. I had to set the fucking record straight, so yeah. And then he's got Steve Harvey down here.
Good God, he's going after all the daytime talk show hosts.
Does this seem like...
Oh, here we go. Now I'm scrolling down a bit. Now I admit a family member touched me from a child to age 14.
Kelly, you got to open with that. That's got to be your opening verse, dude.
Just a rambling thing of like, I know Wendy Williams, I signed my publishing away, I was molested.
It's like literally after everything of like, I've dated old women, young women. I hate Wendy Williams, Steve Harvey. I got a bone to pick with you. Oh, so I might have been molested at an early developmental stage of my life.
Actually, it sounds kind of like a Dr. Seuss song. I have dated women old and young. I've dated women. Dated women. Short, old, and what are other adjectives?
I've dated.
For me to go, I'm trying to get the spit
struggle
going.
through this riff.
I've dated them long. I've dated them short.
There you go.
I've dated so young, I've been taken to court.
There you go.
They accused me of rape. They accused me of fondling. But they never accused me of never not loving. I don't know.
Okay,
he was really onto something, man.
Yeah.
All I want to do is commit some little sodomy, but also sing the songs that I find inside of me.
So while I lay to sleep, took my virginity, so scared to say something, so I just put the blame on me. Now here I am.
That's an Akon reference.
Yeah?
He has a song "Put the Blame on Me," which has a very similar tone to this, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, hey, when you get raped by a member of your family, you just blame me.
Yeah.
You blame your old buddy Akon, and that's why he built all of those solar-powered villages in Africa.
I think R. Kelly's family member also took a page out of Akon's book after he was done saying, I just had sex.
It has to be an uncle.
Probably.
That's some uncle-like behavior.
Yeah.
Really causing an Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah.
Maybe cousin.
Can't be father.
Yeah.
Never father. Not in the black community, unheard of.
Now here I am
Father-son molestation in the black community.
Yeah, the judge is like, you shouldn't have molested your son, but kudos to you for sticking around.
Yeah.
Stuck around just long enough to molest.
Yeah.
To fucking run.
Being a father doesn't mean just taking care of your kids until you're done being sexually attracted to them because they got too old. It means being there the whole lives.
Take them to the finish line and kill them after you have sex.
I'm not convicted, not arrested, but dragged my name in dirt. Wait, so he is arrested, right?
He's in prison for like decades.
But you can't be. But they can't imprison your mind, man.
Say I'm abusing these women. What the fuck? That's some absurd shit. They're brainwashed. Really? Kidnapped. Really? Can't eat. Really? Real talk, that shit sounds silly. If you maybe it's the way
that sounds silly. I love that.
It really is like a Dr. Seuss book.
Yeah, he's not the greatest lyrical mind.
Yeah. Hold up.
That's the thing. You could tell that he's had writers, and this is his first without writers.
My solo endeavor.
If you really,
it's him and his cellmate. His cellmate's like, yeah, man, I guess I can help you for some cigarettes.
Yeah. If
his cellmate's
you
like just
really,
doing crunches, like half listening.
They're like, he's telling me this, he's telling me that, and the guy's like, doing sit-ups. He's like, man, that just sounds silly. He's like, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Dwayne, you've done it again.
If you really want to know,
is in fucking prison for steroid abuse.
Yeah.
That's what we should be talking about. Not
Dwayne
this
the Rock
rapist.
Johnson being on steroids.
No, yeah. wrote and called him out.
I mean, he's 50 years old and bigger than he's ever been.
Who else is on steroids right now?
Probably
Kelly.
most Hollywood actors playing like.
If
big
you look at
roles.
The Rock's arms,
Yeah.
you could clearly see the people's elbow.
I wrap it up.
All right. Speaking of,
We're almost on
35 minutes in the podcast.
Guys, if you're still listening, we do appreciate it.
there is one point in this song.
We're watching like Matt like learn a fascination with
Yeah,
real time.
there is one point where he says, "I'm at rock bottom," which I was trying to find here because we were just talking about The Rock. But yeah, we won't go through the whole thing. This will be the last thing I say. Because there it is. I admit I'm at rock bottom.
Okay.
Told you it was there. Anyway, where was the I admit? I admit that. Yeah, that shit sounds silly. I admit that she was overage.
Okay.
Her father dropped her off at the show
Oop.
and told this boy to put her on stage. I admit she was overage. I admit that I was feeling her, and I admit that she was feeling me. I admit
Okay.
that's just some
That's
shit.
brave of
This
him.
is getting
to
a little
admit.
hot, dude.
Yeah.
I admit that's just some shit that comes with being a celebrity. I ain't chasing these ladies. These ladies are chasing me. Now I'm only saying all this shit because how they trying to play me. All right. Finney's on mic.
Damn. That's wild, dude.
Oh, actually, there wasn't that much more left.
Oh, perfect. All
You
right.
You just wanted to end on a.
Yeah.
By the way, I got laid.
Yeah.
Can't help it. Tried not to fuck her. She wanted to fuck me. What can I do?
I admit that ladies want to fuck me. And
that guy really takes us all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do the last verse here.
I can't wait to see all the TikTokers dance into this.
Yeah. There's a lot of buddies in this one. Next buddy, bring me some dumb shit is going to be misunderstanding. Because buddies, they listen to dumb shit. Or buddies that be on that dumb shit.
They do.
They need a life because they ain't got no life, so they always conjuring up dumb shit, blocking my path. They don't know the half, so they making assumptions. Since when do assumptions cost a man his whole career? Found guilty when you're innocent is the only test I fear. There's one thing that's for sure, I want to make this shit clear. I've done lived my voice and represented my country for 31 fucking years. Damn it, I admit. And then
His country. Oh my God, he's a patriot.
I guess. I believe I can fly a drone.
Damn, dude. Now, so is he trying to save face in some way, or is he such a level of narcissism that he just doesn't think he did anything wrong?
Both.
Yeah, probably both.
Yeah, he's because there is I guess also there's an opportunity for he's like once you're accused of what he's accused of, he's like, well, I can fucking admit to everything else I've ever done in my life, and no one's gonna care now.
I admit that I sometimes don't get the registration updated on my car.
Yeah.
Driving around with expired plates. It's against the law, New York.
If I'm ever like found guilty of murder or rape, I'm gonna admit to all the petty shoplifting I did.
Win.
When? You're like, yes, I stole from every self-checkout I've ever been to in my life.
Who hasn't?
Yeah.
Self checkouts, like the amount of money they save on labor. Like
Yeah.
they're planning on people stealing like every other.
Well, also the way they are now, because I used to, my first job was at a supermarket, and I was in charge of all the self-scanners, and I would be behind a computer that had all the receipts, and I could see everyone, so I could see if people were stealing. I never cared, but theoretically I could see. Now when I go there, they have like a little thing, like a Palm Pilot type thing, that you can't see. Like on a computer, you have all 4 screens or 6 screens of every self-checkout. On the thing, you can maybe look into it, but in general, it's impossible to keep track of it.
And even if you did, like, the procedure is probably like, just let him go. Just in New York City, it's 100% like, now every CVS I go to, like the fucking Diet Cokes are like, you have to ring like, it used to just be like toothpaste and condoms.
Yeah.
But now it's like, oh, if you want a soda, you got to ring the bell and have an attendant come in
Unlock
with
that
the
shit.
key. Yeah.
Unlock it for the soda,
Yeah.
really? Jesus.
The one in Flatiron where I work, yeah, you gotta. But not all of the doors are locked.
Yeah.
So I always try first before I ring the bell.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, if I want the Diet Dr. Pepper on the right and I open the door on the right, but it won't open and you need, like, the key, I'll sometimes just, like, open the one on the left and then reach over.
Nice.
But that's a pro move.
And
That's
if
if you've
you-
been going to the Flatiron CVS for months.
If you're
And
a
if you do
veteran.
take it out without their assistance, you don't really need them to ring it up because they won't even know it's gone.
Exactly, dude.
But Bobby would pay for it. He would like leave extra money too.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like somebody might steal something from you guys in the future. So
Yeah.
this is to offset that.
Joe, this is going to upset you, but today I got Chipotle and I always get guac.
Yeah.
And I was charged for a chicken bowl without guac.
Oh shit.
And I said, ma'am, I got guac.
Oh, you, Bobby.
I'm a good person that likes to do the
You're
right
not,
thing.
it's not a good part. Like you're clearly like something bad lurks within you. And like you're doing like these minor things where it's like, oh, I'm not actually like a fucking child
I
murderer.
admit that I sometimes didn't pay for the guac.
No.
But now it ain't right that buddy's got me put in prison for some shit I didn't do.
Officer, you don't need to look into me for that missing teenage girl. I pay for my guacamole. That's-
Officer,
yeah.
I clearly pay for my guacamole.
There's
I
something
think it
going on
also-
with Bobby, and we're
I
gonna
think
find
something
out.
depends on like the world you live in. Like we live in a world where like corporations, government, college, like everything is like fucked us over. So when you get a break, I say take it.
Yeah.
As opposed, there was a
If it were
story.
like a mom and pop who like would
Yes.
order their own
100%,
guacamole and
yes.
smash it up themselves,
But
and like they're cash only because they don't, you know.
Yeah, I would say something then.
But if you are like my parents have like Chipotle stock.
So you're admitting you're a fucking billionaire.
Yeah, because they have Chipotle stock.
Yeah.
There was
stock
a
options.
baseball player back in the 60s.
Aaron
Al
Judge.
There's probably a bunch of them.
Al Qaeda.
Al Kaline.
Ooh, okay.
Yes, Al Qaeda played for the Detroit Tigers for 18, 20 years.
Alkaline.
Alkaline. Yes, Al Kaline was offered. He was maybe the best player in Tigers history. Name is Mr. Tiger, one of their best players ever.
Wow.
At the time, he was their best player, and they offered him.
Did he earn
100
his stripes?
He did.
That's what he'd say every time he struck someone out.
Yeah,
Purr
he was
like
a hitter.
lion. Good. Every time he hit a home run then.
Yeah, he would purr every time the pitch was coming. When he
I
knew
bet like every time he hit a home run, like the announce board would like be like wow wow like a fucking cat, and then like a fucking it's like fucking claw marks. on
That's
the
what they.
Jumbotron.
That's what they do for like now at like Bengals games. But this is like the '60s. They didn't have that.
Was he
technology
like
yet.
very rarely hitting the ball because he would just like paw it with his hands instead?
Yes, and somehow he still got 3,000 hits in his career.
Okay.
Damn.
Were
But-
people saying he was a pussy?
Never to his face. Al Kaline would fuck you up.
Okay. Okay.
He'd hit you with a fucking belt, dude.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you promise?
Whoa, easy, Bobo.
Yeah.
Bobby's gay.
You really-
dude.
do you really think he
I
would-
bet like Bobby does like get like beat up by men
Probably.
sexually.
Yeah.
And like that's why he's like, oh well, if I admit like when I'm not charged for guacamole, I'll
Yeah.
still get into heaven.
Yeah.
And then like at night he's like, oh, I get to be beat up by two men
Yeah.
because I told that dear
Yep.
that dear apathetic cashier. And probably more work for her because she already rung him up.
Yeah.
And she's like, I got to go back in and fucking. They're like, oh, you know what? We'll get you next time.
Yeah.
Is that what they said?
So, no, this one was like, oh, okay, and then she like you said, yeah, she rang it up like manually. But I have had it happen before where they go, oh, that's okay,
Yeah.
you know.
Were you hoping for a that's okay?
No, I don't care either way.
Really?
Because
Bobby's
I
pretty
feel like
fucking
whatever
rich.
happens after I do the right thing is in their hands. Like if they go,
Yeah.
oh, that's okay, and I argue with them, that's unhinged behavior.
Yes. Well, so the Al Kaline story, he was offered $100,000.
No, Matt, we're not done
We're doing it.
talking about guacamole.
Yes, he was offered a $100,000 contract, which at the time was like the high end.
That's so much. That's still a lot.
yeah.
$100,000.
Well-
I denounce Christ as my savior for that amount of money.
To give you some context, Aaron Judge just signed a contract for $360 million this week.
I definitely fucking renounce Christ as my savior.
So $100,000, and he said he turned it down. He said, "No, I had a kind of a down year. I didn't play good enough for it."
Wow. So he's a little faggot like Bobby.
So that's
He's
the
like, I don't want money. It's not right.
some guys will look back at that now, but I think in like 1960s baseball owners, it wasn't the way it is now, where it's like if you are a billionaire, you can buy it and it's going to make money no matter what because of TV deals and everything.
Yeah.
Like it felt a little bit more like the mom and pop back then, to me at least. At
Mom
least
and pop fucking baseball owners.
in the 60s more than now.
Like the fucking owners are like, well, funds are a little low this year, and like they
Yeah.
have like a big sack of money and hand
Well, I
out,
mean, back
like,
in
dollars.
the 50s and 60s, teams like did go out of business and have to like move because they didn't have money or just shut down entirely. So they were kind of like family businesses.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think there's any chance that we could buy the New York Yankees?
In 1920, we could maybe actually before Babe Ruth. So 19
Before
yeah.
Jackie Robinson, more importantly.
Yeah.
So like, can we buy the pure Yankees?
I mean, we wouldn't be able to buy any baseball team ever, but in theory, it would be easier.
Well, don't say that's like don't attitude, Matt. We have to manifest this fucking.
You're
baseball
talking
team.
like we don't make $150 a month doing
That's
this.
true. In theory,
We're gonna buy our baseball team is called the New York Subway Warehouse, and it's
Yeah.
like, damn, the Mets, the Yankees, and the Rapists.
Yeah.
It's like the battle of the boroughs.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so like, let's see. Yankees
Actually,
are in Manhattan.
if we're
Oh,
rapists,
so the Rapists are in Staten Island. Staten Island will have its own.
you know what the
baseball
Staten
team.
Island rapist rival is? The Dodgers.
Oh, beautiful. I love it, dude.
You know they were originally the Brooklyn Dodgers. It was from the like term trolley dodgers, like people were trying to avoid getting hit by trolleys in the streets of Brooklyn.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Trolley Dodgers.
You know what their name was before they were the Brooklyn Dodgers?
What?
At one point they were the Robins, but before that they were the Brooklyn Bridegrooms.
a bridegroom.
I don't even really know what that is.
Uh,
I think maybe it was actually like it was early 1900s, but they were just ahead of their time when it came to like, you know, gender equality and not necessarily limiting themselves to the binary of
They were
males
still
and
around,
females.
and they were like, you got to get rid of the fucking Brooklyn bridegrooms. Like
Yeah.
they're not they're this is my fucking goofy, disgusting culture.
Yeah.
not a mascot.
Yeah, they couldn't be the brides, they couldn't be the grooms because that would have been too heteronormative. They were just way ahead of their time.
Would you ever? What kind of sports team would you want to own if you could own a sports team?
Probably baseball.
Baseball? Any reason?
It's my first love, my first sport, and if when you own the team, you get to go to the games, and it's my favorite. Like, I think it's the most chill.
Because you get to
Like-
buy some peanuts and Cracker Jacks.
Yeah, yeah. I'd like someone to take me out to the ball game.
Yeah.
I'd love for someone to take me out.
Yeah. I mean, any of them would be cool, but football games is like, it's a fun, like, big event. Baseball is almost like going out and hanging out.
Chilling.
Yeah.
You talk with your friends, you eat a hot dog, and then when everybody goes, you look up and see what's happening.
And
Yeah, you stop
sometimes,
fucking pouring on your
yeah. And also, it's,
play. And then, like, look on the jump. Don't even look at the people actually playing. Look at a bigger screen than the one you're looking at.
Yep.
See you play, and then immediately go back to your triple penetration.
Triple
porn.
penetration. Actually, I don't look to see what's happening. I get annoyed at everyone around me for interrupting my nice viewing time.
Yeah.
You start screaming and covering up your ears because it affects your audible autism.
it's such a nice, when you're like around a bunch, if you're in a group of friends,
I'm trying to be gay. I'm trying to be gay.
if you're in like a group of friends and you just want to like, they're all talking and it's like, if you're like on the outside in any way, I could just watch a baseball game.
Right, yeah,
Like
yeah.
there's always another thing to do instead of
Yeah.
awkwardly take your phone out.
Right, yeah. That's because that's what a lot of people do. If there's a lull in the conversation and they feel like they don't like fit in perfectly, they're like, I could just look at Instagram.
Yeah.
I could just watch somebody go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
I need to
did
talk
take
to
the
these
Lord's
fucking-
name in vain.
I need to talk to these nerds.
Yeah,
with you.
yeah.
Oh yeah. So what did you say, Robert?
Yeah. We just took a 35-minute break to read R. Kelly lyrics, but we'll get back to your story.
Yeah, so
The one story of our podcast.
Yeah.
it's
This whole episode is just the story of how Bobby took the Lord's name in vain. We made a detour to R. Kelly. Quick break to 1960s Detroit Tigers history.
and what reminded me to bring us back here was the guac story because it's kind of related.
Uh-oh.
Because it was second grade. So how old are you in second grade?
7.
Yeah,
7, 8.
So
We were 7. You were like 10 or 12 probably.
Yeah, I had to be in the special class for a little while.
Bobby
Yeah.
was just so small. They were like, well, let's just hold him back a few years and hopefully.
Well,
he'll
that's
grow.
legitimately why I did preschool for an additional year.
Really? It
So I
wasn't
was-
because you're a fucking retard?
Well, it was because I failed the ladybug test.
Yeah.
But
They
also,
were like, this retard doesn't know a fucking square from a fucking oval.
What's the ladybug test?
ladybug test is something that they were apparently giving children in 1994, and it is a ladybug that you color in. They give you this, this uncolored ladybug, and then a red crayon and a black crayon, and you do your stuff. And apparently, I had failed the test.
Fuck the ladybug.
I put a hole in one of the holes.
Yeah.
And just put my dick in it. Put my little flaccid penis. Some things never change, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was known in his preschool as buck naked student.
Yeah. So yeah, I was so second grade CCD teacher, and we're getting chewed out by the CCD teacher because
Why?
a lot of people, not me, but a lot of people were having this issue where they would give their homework to the teacher without first writing their name at the top of the paper,
Love it.
which you have to do.
That's how you get 200 points on the SATs.
In the words of Alec Baldwin, fuck you. That's my name.
Ooh.
Glengarry Glen Ross.
Yeah.
Can't say I've seen that movie, but I have passed Alec Baldwin on the street.
Yeah?
Pre-shooting incident, I used to walk a dog that lived in the building next to the one he lived in.
How wild would it be if Alec Baldwin shot you?
That would, I mean, A, Alec Baldwin would still be in trouble, and B, I'd be dead. I call that a win-win.
I don't think Alec
that's
Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin.
I definitely don't think Alec Baldwin would be in trouble if he shot Bobby.
Yeah.
I think so. He always be closing.
Racist podcaster taken out
Yeah.
by number one Democratic donor.
Yeah.
Ooh. So anyway, the teacher, she's like, you guys never put your name on the paper. And then she's like, okay, this is Matt Marin's paper.
Yeah.
This is Joe Gorman's paper.
Oh, hell yeah.
And she goes, another person. I don't know whose paper this is because they did not put their name at the top. And then, like the little fucking teacher's pet I went, come on, guys. For God's sakes, put your name on the paper.
Dude, I would have beaten the shit out of you. I can't believe you came. Thank God you were introduced to me as an adult because, dude, I was not a bully, but I would have jammed your fucking face into a urinal and flushed it. I would have invented waterboarding to bully. Gee, I love that you got in trouble for that. And everyone was like, look at this fucking retard got in trouble thinking he would suck up to the teacher.
That's the best.
Oh, my God.
You tried to get brownie points and got in trouble because you said, for God's sake.
Yep.
Also, of all the things to be exasperated over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who gives? It took your teacher like fucking 12 minutes to sort it. Like, bitch. Who gives a fuck? Trying to fucking make people feel bad. That's what the teacher does. It's like they give you these they try to incentivize everyone. It's like, everyone's against you. When really it's like everyone should be against the teacher. That's what it should be. But all school teaches
Class
you to
consciousness
do
over here.
is to fucking be uniform and like, we need to fucking be still for 8 hours a day and listen to this person get arbitrary rewards, dude. That's why Bobby still shows up to work on time.
Yeah.
Even though he hates his job and tells us what a dumb bitch his fucking boss is. Whatever the fuck name it is, bitch. Well, guess what? The locker room talk crew is probably gonna fucking pay you a little visit if you catch our drift because Bobby hates you. And if you were to end up dead, what can we say? Hey, this is a Patreon episode behind the paywall,
it is
right?
not.
No, it's not.
Oops! Oh no! I can't put this genie back in the bottle. The hit's gone out. It's
Rubbed
like
me
John
the wrong
Wick.
way.
Yeah.
Everyone all the fucking fans listening to the podcast,
Yeah.
they're like sleeper agents, and every
Yeah.
time like a hit goes out, they get a glazed over look and start doing parkour.
Yeah.
Like a janitor fucking puts his mop away, pulls a gun out of the fucking trash bin he was pushing down the school
Yeah.
hall, fucking cocks it, gets ready. Yikes, dude.
Yeah.
Bobby's fucking worried, dude.
Yeah.
But that's
Did,
the same job that fired you, so you have
Yeah,
a fucking
true.
axe to grind against this woman too.
Absolutely. For God's sakes.
For God's sakes, just keep Matt employed.
Did the kids start writing the names on the papers after your violent outburst?
Yeah, they were like, Bobby's not going to like us if we don't put our names on our papers.
Were you invited to parties and shit?
I was actually, all joking aside, I was like mid-level as far as popularity.
Mid-level?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Matt? Mid-level?
I was in high school, like when I was in elementary school, I was like nerdy and kind of dorky. By high school, I would say mid-level. Like kind of got along with everyone, but didn't have like a close friend group. I went to a high school that was a little further away from where I lived, like still same neighborhood, but like most of my close friends from like junior high school didn't go to my high school. So I always kind of had like a lot of friends, but not like close friends.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
The same as, I mean, that prepares you for adulthood.
Well,
To
yeah,
have friends,
honestly,
but not close friends.
I mean, I have like close friends, like as an adult.
No, you don't. You were just telling me the other day. You're like, I don't have any friends.
Yeah.
I'm all alone, and I got a fucking gun to the temple, and I'm just looking for an
Yeah.
excuse not to pull the trigger. And
Yeah.
I was like, Matt, come on, we're gonna record on Friday, and he was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. And then
It
he was like,
yeah.
well, I could just use the more. I'm like, all right, I'll see you Friday. Click.
Yeah.
It is kind of awkward because Matt will be like, "Oh, you know how we're friends," and it's like, "Oh,
Yikes! You have a fucking Outback
Not
Steakhouse
you-
with
no,
a guy
I mean, not you
a dozen
two.
times a year.
You guys are business partners.
Business
You're not my
partners.
close
Associates,
friends.
dude. Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
say a close friend would be like Mark Henley. May he live forever.
Even though he has what can only be defined as a devious sexual appetite.
Yes, even though he does have that. I was going to say, I think we should put a message out to our listeners, anybody listening to this. For God's sake, sign up for the Patreon.
Yeah, for God's sake, give us
sakes.
some fucking money. Dude, we need some. We want to quit our job. Bobby really wants to quit his job
Yeah.
by any means necessary.
Yeah.
But
Malcolm
also,
Xing it.
better than murdering Bobby's boss in cold blood, which is what Bobby probably wants you to do. He probably wants you to fucking kill her. But why don't you really show it to us and give us like $5 a month? All right? You'll get a link to the Patreon Zoom. All right? We do a hang every month. Right now, it's only one person in the Zoom. It's awkward for him. It's awkward for us. We're like, do we have to do the Zoom? And it's like, yeah, of course. And then this guy shows up and he's like, hey, how's it going? And he was like, damn, I'm the only one again. Yikes, dude. So, we need more
Yeah.
people in that Zoom. So give us more money, please.
For God's sakes.
we're thinking about maybe during the monthly Zoom hangs doing strip poker.
Yeah,
Yeah?
That might be fun.
maybe.
Yeah,
We do like a reverse strip poker where we just put more clothes on instead. We already start with 5 layers to be safe.
yeah.
Oh, did you guys hear about the football player Deion Sanders leaving the historically black college he was coaching football at?
Why?
That was like a big deal. He was so for a football player, star football player, took a job coaching at Jackson State, historically black college, which generally they don't get like big name football players, big name coaches, or anything
No,
like
never.
that. And since he's been there, like College Game Day, which is like the big ESPN show for college world, did shows there. So and he was talking about like I'm going to build up these HBCUs. Probably also part of it is any big school he would go to, he'd have to be an assistant coach. Going to an HBCU, he could be the head coach immediately.
Uh-huh.
And he just took a job at University of Colorado, which is a way bigger school for a lot of money. And for the most part, everyone's kind of like, that's awesome. You should be doing that. Some people, there's a segment of Twitter calling him a sellout.
Ooh.
Which, because some of it is also when he came in, you talk a big deal about I'm choosing to go to the HBCU because I care about that. And then 3 years later, you go take a big money deal. I see that a little bit. But some of it is once Deion Sanders does it, now it's a cool job and some other people may take it. But once you realize, oh, if I leave for more money, I'm going to be called a sellout. Now some people may not want to take it. One of my, I was talking to one of my friends who's black who like his thing.
Yeah, right. He's black.
Yeah.
What's his name?
I probably shouldn't say my friend's name on the podcast
Why not?
because I'm about to share an opinion they have about race, and that's the worst thing. Like,
Well, hey,
if anybody disagrees with
Hey,
it,
you fucking.
My
you
friend
can't-
Deshaun loves the police.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But
It's
no,
okay.
his thing was
It's Miles' toe.
once his thing was once you criticize someone for going to the school and then leaving, you now make it a less desirable job.
Well, what is the HBIC anyway? Head bitch in charge.
HBCU.
Head bitch in charge. So what did Deion Sanders do as head bitch?
Well, his thing was also he's mad. Like in general, he was upset that people don't seem to understand HBCUs that aren't black people. Like a lot of people are just kind of like, why do they have to have all black colleges?
Well,
Like,
yeah, why?
Yeah.
It's gross and scary.
But it's also like they have like Liberty University now. Like there are colleges for groups. There's like Jewish schools. Harvard's basically
where's the school for white people?
most of them.
Which ones?
I mean, Harvard's basically an Asian university at this point.
Tish
Yikes.
for sure.
Yeah,
Tisch.
Brandeis is the Jewish one. Tish. NYU is basically a white school, kind of Asian also.
Ooh.
There's the historically Asian university in Texas,
Oh,
Rice University.
love it. Love to see that happen.
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah.
Why don't people focus more on party schools? Remember when like it used to be like a big deal to be a party school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to bring back. What's a good party school?
Arizona State.
Let's go to. Hey, we're
Duke
going to
University.
Arizona State University.
Yeah.
And Bobby, I know you say you need a high school diploma, but what about a fucking disgusting, passed out fucking college age girl in your hotel room that you don't know how she got there? And you're not sure if she's gonna wake up.
Let me pull
But
up the lyric. Let me
You
pull
know
up
for
the-
sure
she's gonna
You
wake
don't
up.
know if she's gonna wake up, but you know for sure the next 5 minutes are gonna be the best feeling of your fucking life.
Let me
I'm
get
sorry,
the lyrics.
Was there a question?
Let me get my R. Kelly.
Yeah.
I
You
admit
got
lyrics.
one.
Yeah, I got a
back up.
question.
fantasy.
I got a question. Are you ready?
Oh, let's get ready to suck it.
Are you ready, Bobo?
I was born ready.
Are you ready for some raping? Yeah.
You can just write a long meandering song from prison in 20 years if
Yep.
there's ever an issue that comes from it.
Oh, can you imagine? I do one of those songs. I'm sorry that I didn't necessarily say goodbye to the booker after I did their boss show. I'm sorry I didn't necessarily drop my Venmo when I was supposed to. I'm sorry that I didn't act sufficiently fucking grateful enough for getting $3, even though I went all the way out to Long Island and the ticket was $12. I'm sorry. I admit that sometimes I crush too hard in a room. I admit that some women were laughing so hard their titties started jiggling, and I said, hey, bitch, you got some great titties. And she said, well, why don't you put your cock between them? I admit that I maybe have done that every night since I started stand-up comedy.
I watched.
Damn, dude, I'm ready.
Yeah, I watched a
He
YouTube
ready.
video a couple years ago that was very interesting. It was about a white student at a historically black university.
Okay.
And he was like one of the only white people on campus, and it was just like going through what his life is like,
It's the
why he chose
M&M
to
of
go
liberal
there.
arts degrees.
People constantly wanting to touch his hair.
Yeah.
Is it true what they say about your dicks? Are they really that small? Baby, why don't you come find out?
Yeah. Would you ever be the
fucking piss off my dad.
Would you ever be the one white guy at a historically black college? Like, would you go if when you were graduating high school, scholarship or
I'd go.
something, where you had the opportunity to be there for 4 years?
Black people, like here's the thing. I think like black people would be way nicer to a white guy at an all black school than a white guy or than a black guy going to an all white school.
Well, I mean, we know how mean all the white people were when black people tried to go to schools. We have there's photos of it.
Very mean.
Yeah. The
Meanies.
Cowboys owner was there. Jerry Jones was there.
Yeah.
Well, based on every fucking movie I've seen about black people being friends with white people, like the white guy would show up all dorky, and then like a cool black guy would be like, "What are you doing? You can't dress like that here. Come on, man, stick with me." And then like the guy, like the fucking white guy's like, "I'm listening to some fucking classical music," and he's like, "Oh, this is a bop," you know? Black guy's like, "Turn that shit off, man. You can't listen to that. This is an all-black school." And he puts on some fucking, then he learns how to fucking dance. And there's one scene where like the fucking white kid's like dancing with a fucking hot black chick. And it's like, "That's my boy. He's learning it, man." And like the black guy's like, "We're all white guys are okay." You know? And then like the fucking white kid's dad is like, "Trevor, we're going to go ahead and bulldoze the all-black school." I was like, "Yo, Pops, you can't. They my homies." He's like, "What the hell are you talking about, Trevor? You sound like a goddamn crazy black," you know? It's a powerful
Yeah.
image, huh?
But Trevor is able to stand up to his father now that he's learned that he appreciates black culture.
He's learned the fucking power of black people getting into fucking fistfights with their dad.
Yeah. And then at the end, they all join arms and sing "We Shall Overcome."
Yeah.
Trevor-
All the fucking cops descent on them with
Yeah.
batons.
But he saves the day because Trevor's like, my dad says he's going to bulldoze the school at 9 a.m. And all his friends are like, all right, let's make sure we get there by 9:15, 9:20. Make sure it doesn't happen.
No, they're
And he's like,
they're
no,
gonna-
guys, we got to be there at exactly 9.
What if we got there at 9:11? I don't know. You just said 9:15, 9:20. I don't have much more to add to the
It's like-
story
that's like-
besides saying 9:11.
That's like my favorite thing about like those movies. It's always like, the school, we got to save the school. Like every kid would be like, cool. Fuck that place.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
riddance, dude. I hope that. I hope.
Oh,
I
know one 7-year-old child
You would have.
that would love to save the school.
For God's
Bobby would've
sake,
been like-
my school is burning down.
Bobby's desperately trying to return all of his school's library books before the building collapses. He's like, for God's sakes, hurry!
Oh yeah, I should have been beaten up.
Bobby,
more.
hurry! You're gonna get like a fucking late pass if you don't fucking get out, evacuate the school immediately. He's like fucking pisses himself. He's overwhelmed with like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I can keep returning the books or they'll be overdue.
Bobby is Hank Hill.
Yeah, yeah. I got
When
a little
Hank-
bit of Hank Hill in me.
Yeah, there was one episode I saw recently where
Hank Hill that's incapable of kicking anyone's ass.
Yeah, when Hank Hill pulls over the cop to let him know his headlight was out. That's just a courtesy.
Officer, my headlight's out. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
no,
action.
not my. He pulls over the officer to let the officer know his headlight was
Oh,
out.
that's funny.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. God damn. How didn't you get beat up more? I know you probably did a little, but it should have been more.
Yeah,
You really should have gotten the shit kicked out of you.
You know what it was though. The moment someone touched me, I just punched him as hard as I could in the face.
right. Oh,
No,
Bobby
I think
was like
I-
one of those weirdly autistic kids.
Yeah.
We have one of those.
Trying to be gay. I want to be gay.
I had one of those fucking little weirdos in elementary school.
Yeah.
And it was also like, God damn, stay the fuck away from that kid. And sometimes the teacher would pair you with them. You're like, God, fuck!
Yeah.
Why am I with this fucking, like, it's like they're not like retarded enough to be in the special ed class.
Yeah.
Dude, I hated that shit, man.
Yeah. But now he's your podcast co-host.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
So it worked out
remember-
for the best. Oh my God! What if this is just your teacher pairing you with an unwilling partner again, Joe? What if that's
Everything-
what this is?
Everything comes full circle, baby.
Full circle.
I remember there was like kids from the like resource room class that would be in the regular class, and then most of them, when I like got older, I was like, oh, they're kind of like I would think now in hindsight, like special needs, they'll like actually have like
Gross.
autism or
Scary.
Down syndrome,
Yeah.
and now it's like, oh, they were like maybe a little slow in reading.
Yeah.
Like most of them weren't actually fucked up.
Yeah.
There was one girl who smelled really bad.
Ooh.
She was cognitively fine. It's just like we don't like you being in.
It's
the
like, girl, your
class.
pussy stink. You're a retard.
Yeah. And I remember this is yeah.
Oh no,
That was Kelly.
Oh, juice.
If you're a smelly girl listening to this, know that you could grow up to be like Kelly.
Yeah.
I had to be in a speech therapy class because I had a lisp as a child.
Yeah, Joe's like, "Hello, I'm very excited to be in
Yeah.
elementary school," and they're like, "This guy talks."
It's like that
fucked
shit
up.
would have fucking cleared up on its own if they just let me fucking grow up.
Take it from me, it doesn't.
Oh, no, oh, that's right. Matt still sounds like a retarded gay little kid, and he's a man. Yikes.
I was in speech therapy for like a year or so, and my mom is a speech therapist. And my mom, whenever she's watched videos of me doing gross, she gets really mad when people do jokes saying I have a speech impediment. She's like, "I'm a professional. I know you don't have a speech impediment." I'm like, "You care way more about this than I do."
Yeah.
But I don't know. I remember the smelly girl's name only because her name was Deborah, but pronounced it Deborah. It was like spelled with the O.
There's
was
no
she
way that
black?
woman would smell good.
Yeah. No, she was white.
Damn, that's crazy.
Deborah.
Deborah. More like
Yeah.
Deborah.
I'm bored with your fucking existence, bitch.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of my way. And you know what? It's not going to suck itself. So why don't you make your smelly ass useful for once in your
You
goddamn
make the smelly
life?
girl fucking suck your dick.
I would 100%. Who's going to believe her? Oh.
Your Honor, she smells. Come on.
Oh, her breath smells like my cock. Your Honor, it always smells like a cock.
Yeah.
All right.
Come on, Bobby. You don't mean that.
Your Honor, you honestly think I would throw one at the smelly girl? You gotta.
Your Honor.
I am a child of Providence. I have a little more self-respect than to throw one at the smelly girl. Sir.
There was a black girl from my elementary school who
Ooh.
came to a comedy fight club like
Okay.
last year.
Okay.
And we've like she follows me on social media, and we've like DM'd
Matt
here and
follows
there.
her home.
And she apologized to me for throwing a baseball that I brought to school like over a fence, and apparently I cried about it. I didn't remember this at all,
Man.
but apparently it was very important to. I mean, it wasn't like the Sandlot where it was like signed by Babe Ruth or anything. It was
Yeah.
probably just some baseball I had.
It was just like your family was so poor that it was like
Yeah.
to financially devastate your dad.
I think I still have at home in some drawer all of my like Little League baseball game balls.
Damn.
Yeah, the date. So it's like July 2nd, 1999. I got 2 doubles and 4 RBIs.
Aw, that's cute.
Did you tell that girl? It's like, look, you better fucking show me how sorry you are.
Yeah, I did that. That's after she came to Fight Club.
Did she laugh at the show?
Yes, she was sitting in the front row.
Oh,
and she had a
that's so
good
much
time.
much like that baseball. She was in stitches.
Yeah,
Damn.
she was. Yeah,
That's the way to do it, man.
yeah. Sometimes you bring a girl to a show and she gets thrown a real curveball.
Yep. Yeah. That was a free episode, right? Yes, it was. It was. It was
that
the last free
week's
episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was happy.
You reminded me, by the way, just that she threw the baseball. What was it, over the fence?
I think so, something like that.
So I used to work at a school for kids with special needs. Yeah, they told me I worked there, but actually I was
Yeah.
I was going there for
Like, no, Bobby,
learning.
you're an employee. That's why you have to wear the hello. My name is Bobby.
But I was this little black boy with Down syndrome. I was his 1-to-1,
Uh-oh.
and he was hilarious. And one time, without warning,
But what was his personality like? You said he was hilarious.
Yeah. The personality is what made him hilarious, Joe.
Not his disability.
It didn't hurt.
I mean, that's what you were saying off mic. You were like, I'm going to tell this story about this disabled guy, and the only thing I found hilarious was the disability.
Listen, Joe, I mean, this is a little unprofessional. The conversation we have off mic should stay off mic.
yeah.
But
I love Bobby. Bobby is willing to always to yes and when it's necessary for the sake of a bit.
yeah, absolutely. As long as I'm not a rapist. That's where I draw the line. I'm actually pretty easygoing with the yes-anding Joe. I just do not want to be a rapist.
Just like, I don't get why you're so. Yeah, it's cool how you always yes and, except for this one particular. Every time, there's one example.
You
Never
know,
yes
I
and.
try it over and over and over again, and it's not even a different bit. It's just me trying it again.
It's always been a mistake at Fight Club. A lot of times someone brings up someone raped someone, and almost every time someone tries to yes and it and be like, yeah, I am a creep, and it's kind of like,
And now,
yeah.
that's on YouTube, bud.
Yeah.
because if you're a man in comedy, if you're like, oh, this guy's a pedophile, it's like, all right, well, who's a pedophile? But if it's like, oh, this guy rapes women, and it's like, well, that's like 25% of
Yeah.
Thank
male
God I
comedians,
just look
you
like
know?
Ron Jeremy, so they say you
Yeah.
look like somebody
Uh-huh.
who rapes all these people. It's like, you know what? I'd rather look like somebody
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
be like, you look like somebody because you are that person.
Yeah, most people don't think male comics are pedophiles unless they're wearing Balenciaga. Do you know
I
about
haven't been
that?
following this
They have
at all.
they
I
have
have no idea what's happening.
So there was an ad for Balenciaga that has like a little girl holding a teddy bear wearing like BDSM leather, and yeah, and on the table there's like paper spread out, and if you zoom in, you can see the side of the paper is a document from like a CP case. A legal case about child pornography was on the table in the ad.
What do these people sell?
Clothing.
Clothing. It's like a fashion
Expensive
brand.
fucking clothing.
There were some people on Twitter saying like you just don't understand fashion, like genuinely saying it's like fashion making a statement.
Dude, fashion is gay.
Yeah.
It is.
It really is, dude. Like, come on, I like clothes.
And we are not saying that pedophilia and gay people, because that's the thing too, is that
Yeah.
if you're people calling it out are being called anti-LGBT.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
because they're like,
getting-
oh, so
that
or,
line
or
is
that you're
blurring.
or that you're kink shaming. I mean, there's been like stuff from like academics who use the term MAP, minor attracted person.
Beautiful.
Like actual academics are using Reddit language from 2014.
That's
Yeah.
not a real thing, though. It's a naughty person.
Yeah, naughty person. Yeah, you can call them a pedophile, a minor attracted person. Basically, they're on Santa's naughty list.
Yeah.
This is where Jordan Peterson's book Maps of Meaning comes from.
Yes.
We're like Matt of meaning.
Yeah.
Is that you, Matt? So anyway, this little boy with Down syndrome.
Yes.
We were walking outside the school because we were like coming back from recess or whatever, and so I'm right next to him,
Yuck.
and in one full swoop, takes off one of his shoes and throws it on the roof of the building, and I laughed very, very hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then got in trouble from my boss. Like, don't laugh when he does something like that. I'm like, I'm sorry, but the visual and the audacity to do that is so very, very funny.
Yeah.
It's like, boss, this retard went retard. I can't. I witnessed it.
Yeah.
Come on.
Just the slapstick fucking quality of just like taking off a shoe and throwing it on the roof.
It's
Do you
your own
think
shoe too. He did it to himself.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Like it's cruel if like when
Well, that's
no one ever does. You know, we should bring back fucking throwing people's shoes on the telephone wire.
Yeah.
There are no telephone wires anymore.
Yeah.
But even when I was a kid, you'd see it every once in a while. There'd be
Uh-huh.
telephone wires and someone's shoes hanging from it, and it's like someone got bullied.
Yeah. And you always got to wonder, like, that's if you gave me like $100, I don't think I would be able to. I think I'd be up there. I'd be by the wires all day trying to, because first you got to tie the laces together and you got to throw it in such a way that it lands on the wires.
take
Bobby
one
is a
shoe.
bully. He steals a kid's shoes and then throws it and misses the wire, and the kid just runs and gets his shoes back.
Yeah, that's why.
And I walk, I'm like, I've bullied that kid so good.
Yeah.
And then
I'm
you
such
got
a good bully, dude.
Bobby goes and reports himself to the police. I bullied somebody. Please arrest me. All right. For more issues of Bobby's faggotry, stay tuned to the Patreon episode, debuting now on Patreon. Watch it, subscribe, and give us money so we can quit our day jobs and Bobby can finish that hit on his boss.
Bye.